Hammers up, everyone. Towelliee here. Gamescom 2017 coming up. It's that time of the year again where we kind of chill on my stream and watch a couple hours of Blizzard announcing shit. So if you guys want to join me tomorrow morning, that's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm not sure what time is it for, I guess, EU, Germany, or whatever. I think it's like 6 CET. Or is it CEST? I forgot what the time zones are. I'm uneducated and shit. Join me, and we're gonna have, like, you know, tons of giveaways, Razer, HyperX, maybe some video cards and shit. Just kind of discussing, you know how I am, man, on my streams. I love speculating and the lore talk and everything. We do have some news already. I know that for Gamescom, there was a preview on Monday that we also were watching on our stream together. And basically, Blizzard said that Gamescom is all about 7.3. So I would really... don't get too excited. A lot of people are getting excited. Oh, they're not telling us about an expansion. They're not telling us there's going to be... No. Right now, as of now, there's probably like a 2% chance, maybe 1, that an expansion is going to be announced at this thing. Maybe at the end they'll show like, hey, join us at BlizzCon for the next chapter of, or next expansion. Then they flash up a picture of Jaina in a pirate suit or N'Zoth or something, but I even doubt that. They specifically said it's all about 7.3. And in an interview today with Trade Chat, aka Panzer, with Ian stated that Antorus will be the last big raid of Legion. The last big raid of Legion. And then the next sentence was, we still have more of a story to tell. Or I think he said something like, we still have more of a story, we still have more to tell for Legion, or there's more to Legion or something. So there might be even a 7.4. I'm guessing mini raid, 3, 4, 5 bosses, something to hold us over while we're testing alpha beta for 8.0. But who knows? But anyway, I would love for all of you to join me for Gamescom 2017 Blizzard reveal. We're not just going to cover World of Warcraft. We're going to stay there for all the Overwatch stuff, Heroes of the Storm, maybe Diablo, who knows? Maybe we might even get a new IP, whatever Tom Chilton and Holinka might be working on, because I know Blizzard has taken a lot of developers from all the teams to work on some new project. And I know that when Holinka was being hired for his position for PvP in this, secret project, it was for, it specifically said in the description, have MMO experience, blah, 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 blah. So maybe he went there. Maybe they're working on something MMO related. People don't know what it is. I'm actually hoping for either a Warcraft 4 or in Witcher, like a Witcher 3, like Skyrim style World of Warcraft RPG game. That's what I would like. But that's it for that. So once again, join me tomorrow morning, man. It's going to be really fun. Like I said, tons of giveaways, tons of just talking and yapping and convos and good vibes. And we're just going to be hanging out and just shooting the shit, talking about Gamescom, and then we'll get to the gaming. By the way, EU raid on Twisty Nether, Horde, Heroic TOS. Any European guys out there want to queue up for the raid, that'd be great. We want another Heroic KJ kill. So right now you're actually watching my earlier stream of my Blood DK, Rickroll, who you might have seen in previous streams over the couple of years. 926 item level, he's pretty good. They're fucking OP. This was us killing Avatar, and then we eventually did kill KJ. I'm not sure if my video will last long enough for you to see that. I might just fast forward it so you check it out. It was pretty intense and awesome. But I want to talk to you guys about Legion. I haven't done a video like this in a while where I just, talk to you guys. And, I know a lot of people have issues with Legion, but here are my thoughts on Legion. So far, I am basically ranking Legion as my second favorite expansion. My first, obviously, being Burning Crusade. I doubt in the history of WoW or the future of WoW, there's no expansion that will ever give me the feeling that Burning Crusade gave me. It's pretty much impossible to top that. But Legion for me has been such a great experience, and I'll pretty much sum up Legion in one word, and that's replayability. Is that even a word? Hold on, I gotta replayability. I'm looking. Yes, replay value. Thank you. It is a word. Thank God. I'm like I said, uneducated. So I'm going to go over some of the things for Legion and tell you what I think about them. And some things, there's a lot of things I don't like about Legion. But for me, Legion got summed up in one word, replayability. I basically have already like 110 or 101 days played in Legion. Not even counting all my alts that are all like 925 plus item level. And that's more than I think I've already played in Draenor, and I think most of Mr. Pandaria like combined in days played. Because most of my days played came from Burning Crusade and then Wrath of the Lich King. So let's go down the order. I made a list here. I'm looking at a notepad file because, once again, I'm ghetto as fuck. Legendaries. Okay. So for me, I guess it's easy for me as a streamer to say I don't really have an issue with legendaries because I play so much that I just got all of mine really quick. I was able to just play a lot, and yes, you will see people subbing as I'm, you know, because once again, this is a rebroadcast of my stream from earlier. That's a little resub notifier. Legendaries, I really didn't care too much about the issues, probably up until we started raiding. I got most of my best in slot legendaries very early, and I played the game so much that I was pretty much averaging a legendary like every week. So it's easy for someone like me to say, yeah, legendaries are great, they're cool, they're awesome. But as a streamer and a content creator, I kind of have to look at the other perspective of how people that don't play a lot and people that, you know, want to get their best in slot. I think that was the main issue with legendaries, was that there was these, you know, important best in slot DPS legendaries or tanking legendaries or healing legendaries. Then there was these utility ones that everyone just hated, like Agrimar's Stride for me, or Prideas was pretty shit. Sephu's was actually pretty bad in the beginning, but now it's actually one of the best in slot for a lot of tanking classes, especially Mythic Plus dungeons. And there was that problem, and I think over the patches they've fixed the problem. They've added more stats and more power to the utility ones, but people still need those best in slot legendaries. And that's the main issue that I had with legendaries, was that, you know, we were like sitting people in our raids because they didn't have a best in slot legendaries. There was other streamer friends of mine who were trying to raid with their guild, and they couldn't because he was a demon hunter and he didn't have, you know, his best in slot ring or whatnot, but this other demon hunter did. So they would take him to raid instead of, you know, my friend. And those situations were just happening like all over the place, and it was really like a nuisance when this was happening. And I mean, if I had to rate the legendary system, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. The concept was really cool. It was like, hey, play the game as much as you can. You're just going to randomly get legendaries by doing everything in the game, which made you pretty much do everything, like LFR, normals, dungeons, mythic pluses, raids, world questing, killing rares, everything that happened there. You know, like, you were able to get a legendary from it. Emissary quests, crates, treasure chests. Fuck, I don't know, you guys could probably name 50 more. PvP, battlegrounds, rated battlegrounds, anything to give you a legendary. Fucking Blingtron 6000. But even though legendaries are really good, it really created issues in definitely raids, in how people felt about getting shitty legendaries. And even to this day, you know, coming like almost a year later, people still get pissed as fuck when they get like a, you know, a non-best in slot. Because not everyone has 101 fucking days to play this goddamn game. World quests. I think world quests was one of the best things they added to WoW. At least this expansion. I've done so many fucking world quests. How many of you out there have like the 10k achievement for world quest or whatever? The 10k, 20k, 25k. I don't even know how high it goes. But world questing is kind of like that replacement for dailies that I have been looking for ages. Obviously, that system got taken from Diablo. And I think it did pretty well. I think for people who were just leveling ults and stuff, that beginner gear was pretty decent. It's where you would get your bacon for your foods. It's where you would get your Bloods of Sargeras. If you were down on resources, you can get it. You can actually get a shit ton of gold from your world questing. I liked it. It gave us stuff to do. It also gave us artifact power, which was the basis of this entire, you know, expansion. It was based around these two little letters, A and P. And I enjoyed world questing. After a while, my main didn't really need them anymore, but I still world quest whenever it's like a blue AP or whatnot. I mean, compared to, let's say, Mr. Pandaria dailies, I would rank world quest pretty high, and I think it just gives us something else just to do in the game. I can only hope that in the future, maybe they start adding world quests to like the beginner zones, like Elven Forest or Red Ridge Mountains, Syrian Gorge. You know, as you're leveling, you're just walking around, and bam, you know, you get a little head talking, and you know, some of the old lore characters come into play. That'd be pretty cool. So world quests, I'm pretty much up there. I'll give that like an 8 out of 10 for me. I think the rewards for me were what kind of didn't let me give it a perfect score, because they could have been way better in terms of like giving us a more higher item level. But at the same time, giving us a higher item level would make other content like pretty useless. We're about to kill Fallen Avatar here. This was like clutch mode shit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that DK health. 19 fucking million. Get out of here with that shit. I'm gonna fast forward a bit because I think I actually started playing some of the. There we go. I think we're okay here, right? Yeah, here we go. these are some of our attempts on whatchamacallit. Actually, I'm gonna start where our attempts actually started. I know this is pretty ghetto. I'm just kind of like walking everyone through the. Well, that's the interview that I was watching with my stream. Probably copyrighted. And hold on, come on, kill Jaden. Start the attempt. There we go. We'll leave it right there. All right. Like I said, ghetto, uneducated. Titan Forge, Warforge. Oh man, this is a big fucking subject, isn't it? It feels good when you go to an LFR or a normal, like my Noberto, my Gnome Alt Warrior, went to his first normal mode to a Sargeras and got himself a 945 with a socket fucking gloves, tier gloves, that people were going berserk in chat. Or, you know, when my 910 item level prop paladin on EU got 940 relic on his second day. Titan Forge, Warforge. Let me just give you a too long didn't read for me personally with Titan Forge, Warforge. The system could be better. I like the system. I like the fact that, you know, even a pleb or a casual can go into a raid and get a certain higher item level gear and empower themselves better, make themselves feel better, maybe even give them a little bit of motivation to maybe do better content. But there has to be limits. And I've been saying it probably since the beginning of Legion. Titan Forge, Warforge should have limits. Like, my example would be right now in LFR. LFR should have a Titan Forge, like, 900 item level limit. Normal should have a 920. Heroic should have a 930. And then Mythic should just be Mythic, because Mythic Raiders, you know, they do the hardest content in the game. There should be limits to this Titan Forge, Warforge ordeal, and that's the only thing I would really change about it. You know, I find it fine. I'm not one of those anti-casuals, elitist dude that just wants, you know, casuals to suffer and the people who do Mythic to have everything. You know, we have to realize that World of Warcraft's a game that's led and, you know, subscribed majority, you know, by the majority by casuals. You know, us raiders, whatever, we're like that small, like little 1% of the population that, you know, plays the game. So Blizzard has to adhere to them. Therefore, when it comes to this Titan Forge, Warforge system, I don't have a problem with it. But they have to set limits if they're going to implement the system in the next expansion. Crafting. I thought crafting was great. Every, you know, crafting profession had their own quest lines that lasted throughout the entire leveling process. People are making decent gold from crafting, especially like jewel crafting and enchanting and a few others. And that leads me into kind of like the mission order hall. I'm going to combine both of these, mission order hall and crafting. When it came to Draenor and the garrison, what really fucked up the garrison was that not the mission board. I didn't care about that. I thought that was pretty cool. Was being able to like craft and mine and herb and do everything crafting related in that garrison, which made you never leave to go farm anything or to go sell anything. Or see, when it came to when I saw that the crafting in Legion was you know, linked to basically quests, killing bosses. Yeah, I know some of you still want your prolonged power rank 3 from that spider bitch that hasn't spawned yet, but in 7.3 they'll have an order to the bosses spawning, don't worry. I thought Legion did a great job with kind of like learning from the mistakes of the garrison and then implementing this crafting questing system and then the killing of heroic bosses and all this shit to be able to, you know, advance your crafting and make some money off of that shit instead of sitting in your garrison and making money all day. Raids. Raids is a big deal to me. Obviously, I'm a prop paladin, so I'm a Benchadin, if you will. I'll call myself a nice little Benchadin. Emerald Nightmare, I thought was a great raid. Although, what I didn't like about Emerald Nightmare was Xavius being a joke. Cenarius took us a little bit. Xavius took us basically no time to kill. I mean, basically took us like, you know, I don't even know how many attempts it was. Maybe like 50. It was like Madness of Deathwing style. But the actual thing I didn't like about Emerald Nightmare is I wish the Emerald Nightmare or the Emerald Dream would have been like its own patch or its own expansion. Even though people could kind of argue that that first 7.1, 7.0, whatever, was an Emerald Dream patch. Although it really wasn't, in my opinion. The rating has been kind of crazy. I guess because of how, you know, the balance has happened in Legion, especially as a tank, it's made it hard for like raid leaders to not go for like the OP tank. Like before in our previous expansions, You know, we would just bring our warrior tank and our paladin tank, and that was it. We were never asked to switch to another spec. We just dealt with it, and we did our job. But, like, when it came to at least tank balance in the raids, like, bear tanks and, you know, bear tanks were so powerful that it came to a point where my guild asked me to switch to a bear tank. And for me, I don't like that philosophy. I'm not part of that top 5 world guild. Neither is my guild. We're like top 200, top 50 US. And at that level, I don't think that kind of min-maxing should probably happen. But that's more of like a personal me issue more than it is like the raids. I thought the raids were well designed. I thought they were well made. The bosses had great mechanics. A lot of soaking shit, especially right now in Tomb of Sargeras. As you can see, Tomb of Sargeras is what everyone's calling it. And Tomb was, so far, is pretty cool. I've tanked 5 of our 7 kills. Goroth, Harshatan, Desolate Host, Maiden, because I can soak Maiden, so I'm useful somehow there. And what's that other boss I fought? Oh, and Desolate Host. Or no, Demonic Inquisition, DI, that's the one. Nighthold to me has probably been my favorite raid of the expansion. I mean, Blizzard has done a great job with the scenery in the raids. I thought Nighthold was very beautiful. Gul'dan was a very well-tuned encounter. They had Elisand was another well-tuned encounter, crazy and chaotic. I loved it. They seem to have this theme of like, you know, like the first 3-4 bosses are like a joke. You can probably pug Mythic or whatever. And then after that, it's pretty much like, holy shit, the difficulty level just goes extremely high. You know, there's no room for failure in most of those later bosses. And you can see that in like it's the sheer amount of attempts that the top guilds in the world have done on some of these bosses. I mean, there was that Chinese guild, Alpha, who was streaming on Twitch for Kil'jaeden, 1,500 fucking attempts. That's insane. Method, 600 plus attempts on Kil'jaeden, combined with Avatar. It was like over 1,000 attempts, just 2 bosses. So, I mean, the tuning must have been pretty good for most of the raids. Kil'jaeden obviously had issues. Method and Exorcist or Exorcist, I don't know how you say, will tell you that. But overall, I'm happy with the raids in Legion. The rate at which the raids have come out have been kind of quick, in my opinion. I mean, you think about how much content, how many raids we've had so far in just a year of Legion. It's already more than like all of Draenor took in like 2 years, man. It's totally insane. Blizzard pretty much told us at BlizzCon, you know, we're kind of throwing out the whole, you know, yearly expansions thing, but in reality, they've kind of already made a yearly expansion with a shit ton of content. You can't really deny the content that's come out at the pace that it's come out for Blizzard in this expansion. But overall, raids, I'll give them always an 8, 9 out of 10 because I'm a fucking, you know, I'm a homer when it comes to raiding. But hopefully there'll be more tank balances coming up in Argus where it will make, you know, bring together the tanks more. I know Paladins have gotten really good changes. Demon Hunters got a little bit. I'm not sure if Warriors got any love. But right now, definitely DK, Brewmaster, Druid are the kings. I mean, look at me right now. You can see me tanking Kil'jaeden and making tons of mistakes, obviously. You're going to see here later, I die twice, get res twice, because the fucking Obelisk knocked me off because I'm too busy watching people fuck up, and then I fuck up. But raids, good. Class Order Hall, I like it. Plain and simple. They improved it from the garrisons, more interactive. You can't make as much gold as you can. I love the ornament stuff. I love the talking to the, you know, building the squires, the upgrade section. Doesn't really feel like the Facebook game that everyone talks about. You don't really have to stay in your Class Order Hall. What I do every morning is I turn on my stream, say what's up to my boys and girls, and I just go to each of my alts on my Order Hall, send out the missions. I don't even see it again until the next day. I have no reason to stay there at all. The story mode, or the story of Legion. Suramar was great. I love the story in Suramar. The story of Thalcia, I don't know how to say her fucking name. But I like the Suramar story all the way through. Broken Shores was a fucking mess. I didn't get that shit at all. Like every week it was like, kill some demons, kill 100 of these, collect marks of the Syntonax, go kill some rares, loot some treasure chests. You know, fucking, I don't know, man. I was more like, what's going on here? Just open the fucking raid and let us in, would you? Like, I couldn't stand, you know, the Broken Shores and, you know, patch with their story. And I think Argus will alleviate the issue with Broken Shores because right now, Argus, I've done like the first kind of like 2 chapters on the PTR. It is amazing. If you're into like the Old God, Titan lore, Magni, Azeroth, Sargeras, you'll see all that shit. It's gonna flashbacks and you get to see like young Sargeras and shit. It's fucking crazy. Argus is gonna blow people's minds, I'll tell you that right now. But so far, the story with Legion has been has been great. I think it's leading up to like this epic finale, and hopefully it'll lead even better into the next expansion. Now Argus. I can't say much about Argus because I don't want to spoil it, but I will tell you that I think Argus will be the best patch of this expansion. I think Antorus with 11 bosses so far has some of the most beautiful and some of the most fun raid mechanics I have seen. Just wait till you do ENR, I forgot how to say her name, ENR, and Agrimar. And the Portal Hunter. It's going to be fucking crazy. And by the way, if you want to actually get a little glimpse at Argus, because Argus is actually the last boss, like the Titan Soul Argus. Did I just spoil that? Fuck. Whatever. Argus is the last boss. I mean, you guys go on MMO Champion all the time, whatever. Now, what else about Legion? The big one. The big one. Artifact power. This is the one where I see people always arguing in my chat. Do you want the artifact weapons to come back to next expansion? Do you like artifact power? You know, is Legion a grind? Yeah, Legion is a fucking grind. And that brings me back to the beginning of all this where I said one word describes this expansion for me. And that's replayability. And artifact power creates that replayability by linking artifact power to everything you do in the game and then linking it, and then from there linking it to your weapon to make you more powerful as a player. I think a lot of people got burned out for sure. I mean, I'm 62 traits in. I'm about to hit 63 before Argus comes out for sure. But once again, that's because I have that time to play. This is what I do for a living, you know. But I love artifact power. I think it was a great idea. I think people who talk about, you know, burning out, I mean, I can easily say that's like their own faults. People who burn themselves out. I mean, everyone should know their limits. Everyone should know how much they can play, can't play, how much they can take and can't take. So Blizzard created like this lovely replayable system through artifact power by tying artifact power into raids, LFR, everything in the game, and it kind of made me want to play the game more and more. It literally gives me something to do every day, either on my main character or my alts. And the catch-up mechanics have been pretty awesome. Between the beginning of the game and 7.1, it was pretty rough to even create an ult or even go to a different spec from your own class, for that matter. But, I mean, you can't deny that 7.1, 7.2, and now in 7.3, the catch-up mechanics for getting your ults caught up, even yourself caught up if you've taken a break from the game, is going to be insanely fast. I think in 7.3, the second you hit 110, you're already 41 artifact power, you're already third relic unlocked, 54 you unlock the concordance to get to 54 easily. It's going to be crazy. Trust me, right now at artifact knowledge level 49, I believe most of the quests are giving me like 1 billion fucking AP. The numbers are outrageous right now, and hopefully we get a stat nerf or a number crunch or whatever it's called in the next expansion. But I love the artifact power system, and I hope they continue it, and I hope they can bring it into the next expansion, maybe in a different manner. People keep saying that we're going to lose our artifact weapons next expansion. I don't think we are. I think we're going to keep the artifact power system, the artifact weapon system, the artifact knowledge system, but just in a different manner. They'll call it something different, like Titan Forge power, or Titan power, or Titan weapons, or whatnot. And I like it, man. It just keeps me playing. I've neglected to play so many games right now that I see all my friends on Twitch playing because I just want to keep playing Legion because of that replayability factor. I don't get bored of it, you know? When you combine everything, when you combine the Titan Forge system with the artifact power system, with the legendaries, with the raids together, it's just like a non-stop like fucking party when I'm playing Legion. And yeah, you can go ahead and call me, hey, look at my sub notifier. Woo! And yeah, you can go ahead and call me a fucking, you know, a Blizzard shill or Blizzard homer or whatever, but you know what? I just love the game. I love the game. I do it for a living. I benefit monetarily from it, and I benefit personally from it from a passion standpoint. I mean, I'm having a great time with Legion. Obviously, there's lots of things they can improve upon. But what I want to know is I want to know what you guys think of Legion. You know, are you maybe the kind of personality that can't handle a grind that big? Because look, I mean, you can even look at, you know, your boy Asmongold, you know, who I agree with 100%, where he said in one of his videos talking about Legion and his thoughts on it, that he believes Legion is grindier than Vanilla, and I would have to agree. You know, Vanilla had like a stopping point, right? Vanilla had a stopping point. You collected your gear, and you were done. You got your resist gear, you were done. You waited until the next raid, and that was it. There was no Titan Forge. There was nothing more to work for. after a certain point, but just having fun with your friends and doing 40-man raids. Where in Legion, it's like it just keeps you playing. There is no end. There is no best in slot gear. Unless you can actually get 955 with a socket unicorn style, then I don't know. You can never really say you're finished, you know, from a gear standpoint, you know, or best in slot from the game. And I think that's why I believe Legion, and I agree with Asmongold when he said that Legion is more grindier than vanilla in that sense. But I like the grind. I like it. It's been keeping me busy. I'm hoping to maybe play some games. I want to play Destiny 2 next week, so if patch 7.3 doesn't come out next week, I'll be playing Destiny 2 beta on Monday, one day early, because I pre-purchased the game. But I really want to know what you guys think, man. Just lay it out on the table. Let me know what you guys think about Legion. I know I pretty much rambled on here for like, you know, almost half an hour about Legion and what I thought about it. And I'm hoping that you guys can give me, you know, even give me your criticism of it. Because I like to hear, because sometimes, you know, I like to think that some people, I always tell people, man, you're not fucking thinking logically. Legion was awesome. You know, tell me what you didn't like about it. And there I go, I fucking fell off. Don't worry, I get battle res and I fall off again. Because see, I was concentrating on the guy kiting the fucking flame orb. And then I was like, man, we're going to kill this. We didn't kill it. I fucking died twice like a fucking noob on this shit. But yeah, I really want to know what you guys think. Because sometimes what you think, you can open up my eyes as to why you don't think Legion is a good expansion. Or why you wouldn't rank it high. Or why you don't like the artifact power system. Or whatnot. But then again, the way I've seen it with Blizzard over the years is Blizzard caters to all players. Bad, good, elitist, non-elitist, casuals, hardcore, semi-hardcore. And everyone will always have their own opinion of the game. And your opinion is not mine, mine is not yours. And that's why the internet exists, so that we can argue about this all fucking day. So overall, did I talk about PvP? The brawls are pretty cool. There you go. Overall, as an expansion, I gave Burning Crusade a 10 out of 10 back in the day on my own level. I would have to give Legion like an 8 out of 10. The last 9 and the 9 and the 10 that, you know, I didn't give it for would probably be for the Titan Forge system that could be improved, the lack of, you know, focus and structure of PvP, and a little bit on the class balance side that I wasn't too happy with. But I give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Once again, catch me tomorrow morning for our Gamescom yearly sit together. We basically just restream Blizzard stream and my stream. There I fucking go again. God, fuck cunt. What I say, nothing. And you know, we're gonna hang out. We basically, like I said, we put Blizzard stream on my stream, and they allow us to do it, and we just watch, and we, you know, we all comment on it, and we all go crazy in the chat over all the announcements. It'll be a fun time. Once again, let me know about your thoughts on Legion. Let me know if, you know, let me know your score. Let me know your score and then a little description of what it is. But everyone, hey, it's everyone. I've been talking too much now, right now. Right now, Mancow, right now. Hello now. Googly eyes. Whee! All right, I'll see you guys later. My next videos, by the way, should probably be more, boss testing from Antorus. Hopefully I can get more of those up. I have some mythic versions I want to upload. And if you want to see any kind of videos besides PvP, let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. You guys are great out there. Thank you for supporting my YouTube, my Twitch channel, my life, and Legion. Peace out.